Well, in my last video, I told you guys that I got audited by the IRS, the Internal Revenue Service, and I'm guessing somebody at Salt Lake County must have been like, this is a good time, let's send them another bill. I got my property tax bill for 2024, $18,460.42. You know, there's really only two guarantees in life. You got death, and you have taxes. And unfortunately, I do actually have to pay that. Now, property tax aside, we have some very exciting news out of the state of Oregon involving a Lamborghini. Oh, it is so cold. I feel like 4 days ago, it's still summertime. It was 75, 80 degrees. We now have snow on the top of the mountains. It is a gorgeous day today, but it is very, very cold. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog, and welcome back to the squad. My winter apocalypse vehicle has returned. And welcoming back to the family, the Lamborghini, Porticini, Fettuccine, Alfredo, the Huracan Storado in the amazing Verde Scandal. I feel like the entire garage, this color is so reflective, the entire garage looks Verde Scandal. Finally back in the beautiful state of Utah. I know a lot of you guys have not seen this car in forever, so a quick walk around. The Verde Scandal interior turned out so incredibly amazing. We got the Verde Scandal start-stop button. We're gonna turn the ignition on. We're gonna pop it here into sport mode just so the exhaust sounds that much better. You get the full carbon fiber door panels, 6,667 miles, and a quick cold startup. Needs an exhaust. That ain't bad though. For some reason the car has a rev limiter. But it's weird because when the car is in motion, I can rev it all the way up, but now that I'm stopped, it goes up to like 4,000. We're gonna move forward. I'm gonna set you guys down. I'm gonna pop it into neutral. We're still moving, and I can rev it all the way up. But as soon as we come to a stop now, and I try to rev it, it doesn't want to rev at all. What is going on? Now, if I had to give my best guess, I'm guessing in Europe there's some kind of noise ordinance where you're not allowed to rev it at a stop. You can rev it in motion. Doesn't really make much sense. We definitely got to get an exhaust for this ASAP, and I'm guessing with a tune, maybe we can tune that out so we can actually rev it properly. But the real question is, supercharger or twin turbo? As far as other Storado mods, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. I think we gotta bring the ski box back. OGs will remember the Gallardo. I love the factory ski rack, very cool, but it exposes everything to the elements. A ski box is much more practical. I also want the ski box to sit on the back half of the car, kind of like the Gallardo back in the day. But man, this spec turned out so money. As far as other mods, I'm not gonna wide body the car. I wish I could lift it up a little bit more because ground clearance wise, like it is better than a standard Huracan, but it still sits like very, very low to the ground. Rooftop tent would be sick. An STO style rear decklet and wing, I don't know if it would functionally fit, but if it did, that'd be cool. Now we're definitely gonna do big power on the Storado because, well, it's a Huracan. It's a 5.2 liter V10 supercharger, VF Engineering supercharger, 800 to 900 horsepower, very reliable, very usable, or we do a couple big turbos. The problem is I have a little PTSD with turbochargers. Update on the Gallardo very, very soon. A Huracan and Gallardo are not the same car whatsoever. This car, there's so much more availability on parts, R&D. The engine is more stout, more bulletproof. You can get massive power out of this car. I don't know, let me know what you think in the comments below. My backyard is getting out of control. I definitely need to rinse some goats. The weeds, we gotta manage the weeds, but once again, add it to the list of things to do. The more and more I drive the Huracan Storado, the more and more I love it. The fact that I don't have to worry about a front end lift, yes, I still gotta angle it, etc., etc. I'm not worried about destroying the front splitter. This car is so usable. Also in other news, the street just got paved and my neighbor's lot fully cleared. Coming together, construction's gotta start soon. For a stock exhaust there, this thing sounds so good! All the way to 8,000 and then a downshift. Listen to those crackles. Don't you guys worry, the Storado is not gonna be a pavement princess. We're gonna be in the sand, we're gonna be in the dirt very, very soon. We gotta head to the gym though. Why that is, we're not working out, don't worry, we're not working out, we're saving money. I love the Aventador, don't get me wrong, I love the single clutch, but the double clutch in this car, the size, the weight, everything about it is so well balanced, and this thing is lifted off the ground. Now in today's video, I wanna challenge every single one of you guys. I want you to go through your bank statement, and I want you to find that one expense that you never use, some subscription service that you spend every single month over and over and over and over again. Go out there and cancel it. That's why we're here at the gym. For the last 4 years, I've had a Vasa membership, and every single month, they have charged me $10.71, and I have not used it one single time. That means over the course of 4 years, 12 months, 48 months, approximately $500 has gone out of my bank account for no reason whatsoever. Now, this is not me knocking Vasa. If you work for Vasa, I love you, I support you. If you're an executive for Vasa, I love you, I support you. I love Vasa. What you guys are doing, everybody should be working out, especially me. I don't use it though. I have a home gym that I should be using, but I don't use. So we're gonna cancel it finally today. Now, I'm obviously not gonna take you guys into Vasa with me to cancel my membership. Why we're doing this in this video, I realize you're like, why didn't I just do this off camera? Trust me, it's gonna make sense, I promise. So I'm gonna put you guys in the Serato and go save myself $10.71. Well, we're back, baby! And that feels so good. It was so easy. It feels so invigorating. $10.71. It leaves my bank account every single month. It's no longer leaving. It's not that much money one time, but it adds up over time. So that is your motivation. Look at your bank account, find that one thing, and get rid of it. Now we're gonna do a little bit of a 180-degree turn. We're gonna go back to talking about financial stuff. My last video on the IRS audit, based on your guys' comments, it seemed like you guys kind of loved a deeper insight into kind of like the back end, the financial end of what it takes to run a YouTube channel. So we're gonna double down on that today, and we're gonna talk about my monthly burn rate, AKA how much do I spend every single month. I got fixed costs, I got variable costs. So yes, another accounting video. It's not gonna be a boring accounting video, don't worry. Now I do have a degree in accounting and finance. I haven't worked in the industry in a very, very long time. I'm not a certified public accountant, so this video is to not be used for financial or educational purposes. Its sole intended use is entertainment value. That's my disclaimer. Now, one of my big goals in this video is to help give you guys some insight as to what is going on in here, which sometimes is embarrassingly stupid. Lots of times I should think with my brain, I think with my heart, but I think all car guys are guilty of that on some level. You make an emotional decision, you buy a car, then later down the line, you look at the financial ramifications, and you're like, that did not make any sense whatsoever. So I wanna try to help kind of clarify and explain the rationale between the good decisions and the bad decisions that I've made. And I think the IRS audit video kind of explained why at least the Koenigsegg and why for me, it makes so much more sense than buying the car outright, or where buying a car over 6,000 pounds gross vehicle weight rating and you use it for 100% business use, the tax advantages are simply out of control. Now, I make a lot of bad decisions. I made some good decisions as well. My monthly burn rate has gotten so out of control, I gotta make some changes. Now, my monthly expenses, I have my fixed expenses and my variable expenses. Fixed expense would be something like the mortgage on my house. No matter what I do every single month, I can guarantee I have to make the mortgage payment. A variable expense maybe is travel or food. I know I'm gonna spend some, but I don't know exactly how much I'm gonna spend. Or maybe a wide body kit or an exhaust for the car. Now then there's other expenses that are kind of like a hybrid. Utilities on the house. I know I'm gonna spend some, but I don't know exactly what it's gonna be. Now my mortgage on this house is $13,062.06. And of course, it's not just the mortgage. I got property tax for 18 grand on a monthly basis, $1,538. I got gas and electric bills every single month. Annually costs for those, $13,006.15 on a monthly basis, $1,083.84. I got trash, I got recycling, I got the water bill, $255.20 every single month. I got pest control for $33, fertilizing, landscaping, $112.73. Every single month, the fixed cost for this house, $15,984.52. On an annual basis, that equates to, drum roll, $191,814.24. Now, I currently have 16 cars in my possession, 13 of which I own outright. I paid for them in cash and I hold the title. 2 of them the bank owns, and the Koenigsegg obviously is being leased. Now, my Koenigsegg payment every single month, no matter what happens, $3,813.90. Now my Lamborghini Huracan Strato monthly payment, $3,943.95. And of course, the Mac Daddy of them all, we got the lease on the Koenigsegg Agera HH every single month, $35,656.40. Well, this hurts the soul just a little bit. Every single month, these 3 cars, $43,414.25 on an annual basis, $520,971. Obviously, the Koenigsegg is the majority of that, but the Serato and Countach ain't helping. Don't judge my scratch pad right here. I got a couple other expenses, random ones that I forgot to mention. I have internet. I got cable TV, which for my business obviously is very necessary. Basically, 100% of the revenue I generate is on the internet, $136.60. I got my iPhone, which has international text call, etc., $105.91. I travel internationally a lot, very important. And then I have my personal health insurance, $433.07. Now you understand why I had to cancel Vasa. $10.71. Every dollar counts. And I have another random fixed expense, which to date has been somewhat worthless. When I first signed the lease down on the house in Arizona, I thought I'd be down there way more often. I thought Strad Pizza was gonna open up in the springtime of 2024. That didn't happen. I think we're gonna open up in November 2024, but every single month, my place down in Arizona, this one hurts, $2,759.23 every single month, all utilities included. That's a lot of money for really not much use at all. And of course, every single year, all the cars have to be registered. I got 16 cars. On average, it's about $188.50. Some cars require emissions, other cars don't. It's very nuanced, but regardless, Aventador Coupe, $188.50. Aventador Roadster, $188.50. And the M2, same. So every single year, I spend on average $3,016 on emissions and registration. Divide that by 12 monthly, $251.33. Now, I knew my monthly burn rate was getting out of control, but I never actually sat down and added it all up on a monthly basis and an annual basis. Of course, I also have insurance. I got car insurance for the 16 cars, I got home insurance, and I have renter's insurance for the place in Arizona. Every single month for all three, $3,387.15. On an annual basis, insurance cost $40,645.80. Now, the majority of that is the Koenigsegg, but still, 40 grand on insurance. Well, the moment of truth you guys have all been waiting for, the grand total. Now, bear in mind, this is just my fixed expenses. This doesn't include food or gas, travel at all, any of the modifications, any maintenance on the cars. This is my bare minimum if I do nothing whatsoever and somehow don't eat any food whatsoever. Grand total, $66,472.06. On an annual basis, $797,664.72. This has gotten so beyond out of control. And obviously, the Koenigsegg is to blame. And it's not me leading up to tell you guys I'm selling the Koenigsegg. I'm not selling it. But it also makes me realize I gotta trim the herd. I gotta slice and dice. Now, clearly it goes without saying, this is unsustainable. There's just no way I can keep doing this moving forward, because on the first day of the month, I look at it, I'm like, I gotta earn $66,000 as a baseline just to break even. Any money for food or travel or modifications, any cool content ideas that I want to do, I gotta earn 66 grand before I can do those. It just doesn't make sense. Now, obviously, this is the car to blame. This is over half of my monthly burn is just on the Koenigsegg. This car kind of came out of nowhere as a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I have made almost $35,000 payments on this car. I think I can keep it. I want to keep it. I just got to make some changes. And obviously, you guys know I'm trying to sell the Countach. This car, I have a loan on the car, but the loan is only about $120,000, give or take. It's worth around $650,000 to $700,000. So when I sell this car, that payment is gone. I take that money, I pay off this car, and immediately $8,000 monthly burn is kind of washed. Now, of course, the other big expense that I have is the mortgage on the house, but the only way to reduce that would be to pay off the house, which I can't. My loan balance is about $1.5 million. I could also sell the house. Now, I could take the proceeds from the Countach, I could drop that into the house, I could refinance the house. Unfortunately, interest rates, since I got the loan on the house, they went up and then they dropped a little bit. If they drop a little bit more, then I definitely will refinance, but for the end term, it doesn't make much sense. Now, it's pretty obvious, 16 cars is the greater issue. 16 cars to insure, to register, that can break, that need servicing. 16 cars, 4 tires, 32, 64 tires. Gladiator's got another 4. That's 68 tires that eventually are gonna wear out, that are gonna have to be replaced. I gotta sell some cars. I gotta trim it down to 12. Now, there are certain vehicles that I really can't sell, like the Gladiator. The Gladiator, because it weighs over 6,000 pounds, Section 179, the basis in that car, that truck, is $0. So if I sell that, I basically have a gain of a couple $100,000. I got to pay that all to the government. So the Gladiator I can't sell, the LM I can't sell, the TRX doesn't make sense to sell. So it's got to be one of the supercars, which is ironic because that's the bread and butter for the channel. Now, the Koenigsegg, obviously I get the massive tax break on this car, but it still costs a ton of money. This car routinely does the worst views. I keep saying I'm not going to sell it, but what do you guys think? Do I sell the Koenigsegg? Before anybody says, how can I sell the Koenigsegg when I'm leasing the Koenigsegg and I don't officially own the Koenigsegg? So the way the lease on my car works, there is a payoff balance. I can pay it off whenever I'd like, and I can own the car outright. So let's say I found a buyer on the car for $3 million. We go to the leasing company, we pay off the loan balance, and then I get the remaining funds. Pretty simple. My equity in this car is about 1.5 million, give or take. Now, I think that pretty much effectively ends today's video. My monthly burn rate is over $66,000, which is completely unacceptable. There is no one to blame, obviously, except for myself, and I got to take care of business. Now, I hope you guys don't take this video like the wrong way, as if I'm trying to show off. I just know in the IRS video, a lot of people said they'd really appreciate appreciate the insight. They really appreciate kind of like the behind the scenes that nobody talks about. So I hope that most of you guys are gonna take it that way and that you're not seeing that it's like a ton of money, because it is a ton of money. And I realize, and I'm so grateful for everything I have, everything that you guys have supported me on. I cannot thank you guys enough, but we gotta make some changes. On that bombshell, today's video is over.